Blue Shore of Silence for violin, piano, electronics, and visual art is inspired by the collection of 12 poems by Pablo Neruda of the same title. I asked 3 composers to each take 4 poems and create abstract response works for the various instrumentation groups. Some of the movements are for solo violin, while others also include piano and/or electronics. I also asked a visual artist to create 12 original pieces, one for each poem, that will be projected for each corresponding movement during the performance. I have been dreaming of creating this work for years, and to do so and give the premiere for PCMS is an absolute honor. I am so fortunate to have commissioned a composer dream team for On the Blue Shore of Silence. Geeti Razaz, Gloria Justin, and Sayo Kasugi. Each has a distinct and powerful voice on their own, and together I feel that they bring this beautiful synergy of relation yet distinction in their voice that they bring to the suite. The process of working with these composers has looked like initially having them choose the poetry that they would like to base their works or movements off of, as well as figuring out instrumentation. We wanted to be sure that there would be balance throughout the suite. So this has looked like group meetings with myself, all of the composers, and the visual artist to discuss these elements, as well as figure out how to incorporate the poetry and visual art into the performance. There have also been one-on-one meetings where I have been playing through first drafts of the compositions for these composers. And of course, during the pandemic, this has all been over Zoom. And in these meetings, we go over any possible revisions as well as elements of style and interpretation. Johanna Andruchovici is an incredible artist and creative based in Philadelphia. I first thought of adding visuals to this project when I saw an abstract painting, unrelated, that Johanna had created, and upon seeing it, immediately heard one of the poems from On the Blue Shore of Silence in my head. I bought that painting, and I immediately approached Johanna about creating original pieces for this project, and she was so supportive and excited from the very beginning. Her work adds a very important dimension to the audience experience. Setting poetry to music for the violin, as opposed to song, where there is a gateway to the text via the lyrics, is already an abstract experience. And in my concept, I think that this actually allows for an even deeper and more personal dive for the listener. Johanna's art absolutely captures and gives generously to that experience. On this recital program, alongside the commissioned work, are pieces by Mozart and Fauré that are also inspired by water in some way. Mozart's 6 Variations for violin and piano is said to be based off of a French ariette by Antoine Albanese. Mozart actually misnamed the title, but the correct title translates to By the Edge of a Fountain. Fauré's song, At the Water's Edge, is obviously also inspired by water, and by including this piece on the program, it's also a tie to the concept of bringing song to the violin without text, as we do with Neruda. I consider it to be such a privilege to make music with the incredible pianist Reiko Uchida. We first met and began collaborating for recital programs in New York in 2014, and each time we come back together, I feel that our musical connection really deepens. This particular recital program, which includes about 60 minutes of completely new music, asks so much from her, and I am just unbelievably grateful that she is a willing participant on this journey with me. I love the sound of my 1968 Parasol violin and the fact that it was my father's. Most difficult work I've ever played There is a movement in this commission suite that requires scordatura tuning, which means taking one of the strings of the violin and tuning it down. If you have perfect pitch, as I do, or pitch memory, this is a major brain twist, so that's certainly difficult. I think the title for most difficult piece I've ever played, though, still probably belongs to Wieniawski F sharp minor concerto. There are a few new hobbies or COVID skills that I've acquired in the past year, but I would say the highlight was the do-it-yourself aesthetic makeover that I decided to give my kitchen here in Oberlin, which was fantastically 80s. So that meant epoxying the countertops, grain filling, priming, painting the cabinets, installing under cabinet lighting, all sorts of other details. I would never have described myself as particularly handy, so this was a fun experience to transform the space and feel pride in the fact that I did it myself.